Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Ami binti Cik Ahmad, and today I'm going to present about virus that causes Spanish flu and COVID-19. Both diseases are contagious respiratory illness, but both causes by the different viruses. For COVID-19, it is causes by coronavirus, and for Spanish flu, it causes by influenza virus. But do you know that Spanish flu also causes by bacteria? Before we go deep into it, let's take a look what are virus and bacteria actually. Are they the same things or different? So what is virus? Virus is defined as a submicroscopic infective agent that has a nucleic acid molecule in a protein coat that can only multiply within the living host cells. Viruses can wreak havoc on the immune system, especially when there is no a vaccine available. Now let's move on to bacteria. So what is bacteria? Bacteria are microscopic single-cell organisms that are classified as prokaryote that lack a nucleus. Whether you know it or not, bacteria is everywhere around you and even inside you. Not all bacteria are scary, as the bacteria that live inside your gut help aid your digestive system. There are a few similarities between virus and bacteria, which is both of them can cause disease. They does not have a nuclei. Disease that are spread by two of them have possibility to be vaccinated. Bacteria and virus capable of killing humans and raging human health. They are spread by coughing, sneezing, and close contact with contaminated animals, people, and items. There are a few differences between virus and bacteria. The characteristics of virus are non-living and have no cell. For bacteria, it is a living organism, unicellular, which is have only one cell. For virus, it always seems harmful to other organisms. But for bacteria, it can be sometimes harmful and beneficial to humans and animal health. Virus reproduce by invade the host and then control them to replicate more new viral particles. Finally, the virus will kill their host. For bacteria, it reproduces by fission, which is a form of asexual reproduction. Virus is much more smaller than bacteria. The biggest virus size around 200 to 3000 nanometer, which is the same size as the smallest bacteria. The tiniest virus size around 20 nanometer, which is the size of a ribosome. For bacteria, their size is larger than virus, which is around 1000 nanometer. Antibiotics have no effect toward disease caused by the virus, whereas for bacteria, their disease usually treated with antibiotics. Since we already know about what is virus and bacteria, let's take a look at these two diseases. So what is Spanish flu and what is COVID-19? Are they same? If not, what is the difference? Why is it called as Spanish flu and why is it called as COVID-19? Are there any meaning behind their names? What kind of virus that causes these diseases? So what is Spanish flu? It is called as Spanish flu as Spain was hit hard by the disease and was not subject to the wartime news blackout that affected other European countries. Spanish flu is caused by the influenza virus and have infected an estimated 500 million people worldwide, including some 675,000 Americans. According to National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, part of National Institute of Health, the majority of deaths also caused by the bacterial pneumonia. The pneumonia was caused when bacteria that normally inhabit the nose and throat invaded the lung along the pathway created when the virus destroyed the cells that line the bronchial tubes and lungs. So let's move on to COVID-19. So COVID-19 names stand for coronavirus disease, a disease caused by a virus named SARS-CoV-2 and was discovered in December 2019 in Wuhan, China. Word corona means crown and refers to the appearance that coronavirus get from the spike proteins sticking out of them. The spike protein is the part of the virus that attach to a human cell to infect it, allowing it to replicate inside of the cell and spread to other cells. Some antibodies can protect us from SARS-CoV-2 by targeting these spike proteins. COVID-19 may attack more than lung and respiratory system. Other parts of the body may also be affected by the disease. There are a few vaccines that be used worldwide to treat this disease, which is BioNTech Pfizer vaccine, Moderna, Sinovac, AstraZeneca, Johnson and Johnson, and Novavax. In Malaysia, we have three main vaccines that been used, which is Pfizer, Sinovac, and AstraZeneca. There are a few similarities between Spanish flu and COVID-19 disease, which is both of these diseases are contagious respiratory illness. It is being transmitted by respiratory droplets from an infected person. Both of these diseases can cause fever, colds, and fatigue. It is possible for both of these diseases to spread the virus for at least 1 day before experiencing any symptoms. Even though both diseases are contagious respiratory illness, there are a few differences between Spanish flu and COVID-19. For Spanish flu, the symptoms begin 1 to 4 days after exposure. This disease is caused by influenza virus and bacteria pneumonia. This disease causes a few complications like secondary bacterial infection and diarrhea that common in young children. There are a few prevention that can be used, which is self-isolation, wash hand completely and often, wearing protection like mask and glove, and also no spitting. For COVID-19, the symptoms begin 1 to 14 days after exposure, and it may take longer for symptoms to show. The causes of this disease is SARS-CoV-2 virus. There are a few complications, which is severe respiratory complication, blood clots in vein and artery of the lungs, heart, legs, or brain. And it also causes complications like multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children and adults. There are a few prevention that we use, which is social distance, self-isolation, get vaccinated, wearing masks, and also using hand sanitizer. That's all from me. Thank you.